Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first of a WC3 series. Don't know what happened in the past couple of days. Actually, I do know what happened. I've been wasting a lot of time with mobile games, and I guess I just completely forgot about my duties of uploading videos. I did say that Hearthstone is trying to keep me motivated and consistently uploading these videos, but to be honest, Hearthstone, I've basically been playing more of it than recording it, so yeah, that's generally what it came down to. Either way, going back to YSL, we have in the bottom right Infi spawning in as the red human player, and yeah, his opponent is going to be it is Fly. It's going to be Fly 100%, spawning as the blue orc player in the top left. The map is on the Crystal Kingdom, in the Crystal Kingdom, whichever word that needs to be used right there. I usually get confused with those two, particularly in this kind of context, I guess, but oh well. Barracks completed. Gonna have the footmen out relatively soon. We have the Archmage first for Infi. It looks like no weird shenanigans coming out from him, and we are going to have a Blade Master coming out for Fly. Looks to be generally the standard opening for him as well. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be your run-of-the-mill kind of game so far, and yeah, it's not much to say about this. Although now that I've been thinking about it, I think this map seems to go really well for the human players because there's just so many creep camps, and I mean, this is what I was thinking with when the Panda was usually picked, or either the Demon Hunter or some like late scaling hero has been picked in this kind of map, and it's always now sprung to me that, you know, there's so many creep camps. It may be beneficial for those specific races that actually do benefit from a high level hero, and you know, it could generally go the Archmage's favor because humans tend to creep out very early on, and compared to like undead or orcs, they just go straight for harassment, or not straight, but they do go harass really early on. And okay, so this is a rather different start, I guess, for Infi, because usually human players would go after this Tuskar camp and then go after the laboratory, but the way Infi went was this Nerubian camp, and he will not be able to claim himself the Watcher Ward. Nope, does not look like Fly was able to either. So maybe I really think that was a missed opportunity for Fly, because he got the Tuskar that had the item, not the Tuskar that had the Watcher. He could have got both actually, which is why I'm actually surprised that that happened. Anyway, Fly is just going to be creeping out himself as well. Obviously the Blade Master scales really well as when we're talking about this kind of scaling thing, but Archmage already at level 3. The Blade Master, he is just actually taking down both of the level 5 Tuskars just to get the item, and I believe he will probably do the same here as well. Although this camp does seem to be fairly easy to take down, so I would imagine him clearing it out. Did use the salve for the grunt, but one of those Tuskars were able to cancel it. Archmage, who's moving out, is going to spot half health Blade Master, and does look like very nice surround coming in as Infi is forced to use the TV scroll. That was incredibly lucky for Fly to actually take advantage of that. I guess it was very much calculated and planned from Fly's point of view. Anyway, Blade Master and Grunt is going to try and harass this expand. Um, expansions for this particular map is kind of so-so, I guess, because the distance is not that pleasing, not that favorable, I guess, but neither is the openness of this base, so it is going to require a little more towers to be placed down. I don't know, I'm being very analytical today. Maybe there's just so little to talk about right now. +6 claws, we do have dust on that Archmage as well as a TP staff, so he will be able to escape if need be. Spirit Lodge and Bestiary has been placed down, but it does look like the Spirit Lodge will be taking a little bit of damage. It will be able to be completed, as the Elemental I don't believe has enough damage to force the cancellation. And there we go. We are going to have Troll Witch Doctors. Really a rather interesting choice for the first unit being trained from that lodge. What I'm wondering is where this Troll Witch Doctor will lead to. Will it lead to just being this lone Troll Witch Doctor, just placing down the wards, or will he be one of many, and then there will be an eventual transition into stasis traps and healing wards? Who knows, but it does look like Infi does not want to wait and find out. He wants to go ahead and destroy these orc burrows, which he will be successful in accomplishing. Or at least, you know, killing one is generally the minimum for a successful attack, and killing two is even better because he will force the orc player to build not only those two that were destroyed, but three if he wants to you know, compensate for that previous supply blockage. And the footmen are still here. Footmen basically going to be used as sacrificial lambs. They're just here to waste as much time as possible. A Great Hall was spotted, will be cancelled. Nicely done from Infi to I guess predict all possibilities. Hex has been used on the footman. Will prevent him from escaping, even though the footman can be commanded to move by himself. Ensnare is going to be used to lock down that footman and most likely give the kill over to the Blade Master, who did reach level 3. The Shadow Hunter did reach level 2, and that's the price I guess you have to pay for sacrificing those footmen. In exchange for those one or two orc burrows, you will have to give some experience back to those heroes. So yeah, one orc burrow has been replaced. We are going to have the... was it one? Pretty sure we had two. I think this was the second one. Either way, supply will not generally be a problem for a little while, I don't think. Actually, yeah, the math does count. This is the second one. This was already there. Great Hall once again being placed down. Fly really wanting this expand to stick, and it's generally rare to see, I guess, orc players expand, just because, well, not many people do it. It's just rare in that sense. And yeah, I'll get to that a little later on. I was gonna go and say something about this Troll Witch Doctor. It is just going to be that lone Witch Doctor placing down those wards. So Fly placing down those wards means that I guess he wants to know what Infi wants to go and transition into, and he wants to know, or he wants this game to go very long. That's why he's placed down the expand. But apparently so does Infi. He is going to go for a Mountain King second as well as Castle Tech, and Troll Witch Doctor is going to suicide himself to the Nerubian camp. So, quadruple? No, it's just triple Griffin Aviaries. So, Griffin Riders is going to be the unit of choice for Infi, apparently. and it's always a good solid choice, I think. Every single time I think that, or at least every time I see those like late tier or high tier units pop out, like chimeras or frostworms, not necessarily Tauren warriors themselves. I think orcs kind of had that really bad because Tauren warriors don't exactly like seal the deal as hard as I think, compared to like chimeras and frostworms and griffins as well. I think orc has it really bad in terms of late game. But yeah, griffins, are they easily shut down? Well, it doesn't look like Fly is getting that many raiders out. He does have about 2 or 3 out in the field. Maybe that will be enough, maybe that won't, who knows. But I guess it depends on when Infi wants to attack, but I am going to be completely proven wrong here. It is going to be triple Dragonhawk Riders. This will be spotted, obviously. Maybe spotted by Fly, maybe he was paying attention to that, but who knows. I believe that Sentry Ward is able to spot the blacksmith, and it is able to spot the blacksmith. We're going to have the Blade Master trying to go for some backdoor harassment. He did chunk that Goblin Shredder rather low, but it does look like the Dragonhawk Riders have begun their attack, along with the double heroes for Infi. Blade Master is running back home as quickly as possible, and this might be where it might... I don't know, like constant going after these orc bros is very smart for Infi. Infi is going to be forced to use that TP scroll, but Fly might lose himself another orc burrow. No, he will not. So, okay, there it is. There are the griffins. So, Dragonhawk Riders were just there because I guess he didn't have access to Castle Tick yet, so he wanted an early attack to go off. And here's the triple griffins. They're going to do a lot of damage, even though it's not a lot against those buildings. They will deal... I mean, if you can kill the army, you can kill the base. If you can kill the base, you can kill the army, but, you know, it's way easier to kill the army. Is it? Well, it kinda is, because that army will be fighting back while you're trying to destroy the base. It's a weird relationship, I think, but Human Tri-Hero, we do have the support, basically the damage dealer and the playmaker with stuns, as well as the healer. And Paladin is kind of vital because there are no priests, and yeah, humans sometimes, well, majorly rely on the priest's heal, I think, to sustain their army. Either way, Scroll of Restoration has been picked up. It's a really good consumable item because it's basically doubles the Scroll of Healing, as well as it's going to be a Scroll of Mana as well. So here we go with a big fight coming out. We do have the Griffins, 3 Dragonhawk Riders. Let's see how they will do. Doesn't look like the Incinerators are being prioritized on those air units, and I think, I mean, with the Scroll of Restoration in hand, I really think that the sustainability of the human army is way better. Let's see how this will turn out. The Blade Master is taking quite a bit of damage. We did have the Troll Bat Riders trying to suicide themselves to those Griffins, but the benefit of Griffins is that they are very high in terms of health as well. I don't think a single Bat Rider is enough to kill a Griffin. I could be entirely wrong, and that could just have been the splash damage, but yeah, Troll Bat Riders, it goes the other way as well, because Dragonhawk Riders are also anti-air units. Yeah, I'm not wrong in that aspect. One Bat Rider is not enough to kill one Griffin. And the fact is, I mean, there are a lot of Griffins, and Troll Bat Rider production started kinda late, I think. Either way, towers being placed down in front of Fly's expand. We are going to have a second base being placed down on the top right. There we go with the Bat Riders once again. 3 Bat Riders for 1, and a little bit of damage on the second one. You can definitely see how Getting those early triple Griffin Aviaries is way better compared to the double beast series coming out from Fly. GG from Fly, that is going to be really really interesting game, and I will explain that next game. In the next game, I'll see. You know, yeah, lots of stumbles for me, but oh well, what can you do?